if men lose their job and women are more likely to divorce them, but when women lose their job, men are not more likely to divorce them, who is propagating this gender norm, men or women?
I mean, I think it goes both ways, right?
How does it go both ways? That's exactly doesn't go both ways.
No,
Men lose their jobs. The chance of divorce goes up by 33%. Women need men to be successful. Women can look after themselves. They're out earning men, they're out educating men socioeconomically, so on and so forth. So, yep. Most of them want to be in a relationship. Most of them want to be in a long-term committed marriage. And male unemployment is not good for marital success. When women lose their jobs, there is no impact on divorce likelihood.
Before you agree, what do you guys think about the statistics that you're a third more likely to get divorced when your man loses his job? What do you guys think about that?
I think it should be 100%.
We didn't have to be married.
All right, go ahead.
We didn't have to be married in order for me to be like, what are you doing?
Got it.
Whoa.
Because he wasn't showing any ambition. Is that what you're saying?
No ambition.
Eden, what do you think? Does that sound like a realistic number to you?
I think it should be higher.
It should be higher degree. What do you think about that, Jess? 33% more likely to get divorced if the man loses his job.
Yeah, I probably divorce.
Yeah, I mean, but they're more likely to get divorced. What do you think? What do you think about this, Gigi?
I absolutely believe that that's a very probable statistic. I think the loss of motivation is unsexy.
Could be,
and
yeah.
could be very unsexy.
Okay.
And I don't want you laying on my couch for 3 months.
Okay, what do you think, Meg?
I would say probably divorce. Yeah.
Does that sound realistic to you?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Because finances is a big thing.
Yeah. What do you think, Bella?
Unfortunately, I always date guys without a job, and I hustle so hard. But I will say that I don't respect them when they don't have a job.
Incredible. Now, let me ask you: does it also seem likely to you that when women lose their job, the likelihood of divorce does not increase? That was the other thing Chris Williamson said. What do you guys think about that?
Probably not, but I always work, so I don't really have anything to compare it to.
Got it. What do you think, Jessica?
Yeah, I feel like the statistic is correct.
Cool. Now, I set this whole thing up for Gloria Steinem right here. So
we have the same birthday.
You and Gloria Steinem have the same
March
birthday?
25th.
Okay. So here's the reason why I'm bringing this up, okay? If men lose their job and women are more likely to divorce them, but when women lose their job, men are not more likely to divorce them, who is propagating this gender norm, men or women?
I mean, I think it goes both ways, right?
How does it go both ways? That's exactly doesn't go both ways.
No, let me finish then. So it's the idea that men need to provide, right? So
yes.
Women aren't seen as the provider. If a woman loses her job, it's no blow to his ego. But if the man loses his job, it's a blow to both their ego. I think there's more nuance to it too. Like, what's the control of this study? Has everybody been married like 5 years, 10 years?
If you do this study, he's talking about one in particular.
I think it depends.
There's tons of studies going all the way back to the 1980s, and it's always the same. When men lose their jobs, women are far more, in fact, probably more than any single thing. When men lose their job, in every society we see this. And by the way, it's not only when men lose their job, it's when the woman starts making more money than the man. So like, to say a man makes 100 grand a year, she makes 50, then she gets on OF and starts making 50 grand a month, and she makes 600 grand a year. She's about a third more likely to divorce him when that happens. We've seen this my point is, and as much as you want to like twist it around, it is not very, but it's not complicated. It's not complicated. The idea that men need to be providers is a gender norm propagated by women. It is not a gender norm propagated by men.
Who decided that?
Because they keep divorcing. Because they divorce.
And that men should be the head of the household.
No. Hold on. But when women don't work, hold on. But when women don't work, again, like you said before. So if women work, we're not more likely to divorce you.
But women don't stop working.
Whoa. One more time. We're just looking at the results of the results. We're looking at the results of the divorce. What I'm saying is, when women work, men are not more likely to divorce them. When women don't work, men are not more likely to divorce them. That means men are not propagating a gender norm on women either way. How? If they work or don't work, they were not more.
But
you're not understanding the stat correctly.
The whole point of gender norms is they're different.
Yeah.
There's different.
No. Hold on. You're agreeing with me. What we're saying is there's this belief from the left that gender norms are propagated by patriarchy and misogyny. And my point is that these gender norms of men needing to provide are totally propagated by women. There's then how? Then what you would see is a difference in divorce.
Allowed to hold jobs for a long
Again,
time.
right now, I totally agree with.
propagated what
Yes.
has been happening
No,
for
no, no, no,
centuries.
no, no.
They weren't allowed to have jobs.
not
They weren't
under-
allowed
No,
to
but women were.
like,
Hold
head
on.
of the
When you're
household,
talking
they weren't
about
allowed to do anything.
again,
and
again,
somehow that's
Katarina,
women.
what you're saying is correct. Let's say in the 1950s, but in the 1950s, women were not that much more likely to leave their man. The
Because
divorce
they
rates weren't as high.
couldn't.
For whatever reason
They
that you're saying,
literally could
okay,
not. We
again,
didn't have
we're
no
not,
fault
we're not, but we're
divorce
not living in the
until
1950s. I'm
we
saying,
did not have no fault divorce until the 90s.
Correct.
Women literally could not leave their man just because he lost a job.
right. My point is, right now, the idea that women are leaving men when they lose their job is not men propagating that gender norm. It is not, because if men are not propagating any gender norm on women because they can have a job or lose a job, and men are not more likely to divorce. But if women didn't want to propagate that gender norm, here's what should happen. When a man loses his job, she should support him. But that's not what we're seeing. In fact, when you talk to James Sexton, when a man loses his job, she starts conflicting out every divorce attorney in the city and trying to pull all the money out of the bank accounts.
Well,
It
they're
is-
marrying for the wrong reasons.
Oh,
There's
well,
a lot of women that
most people
literally
marry
Yeah,
for
but
the
we
wrong
can,
reasons.
but you
more
can say
money,
that
and
you
they
can
use,
say
like,
that
starter
that's
husbands
that's
and
like,
shit.
but that's
Like, that's a real thing.
retroactive.
But
That's
it's
retroactive.
also a big
though.
phenomenon that men will like mentally and emotionally leave a marriage, and women are the ones to actually file. So if a man loses
Again,
his
okay,
job,
so if that was the case, then what you would see is the number of divorces amongst gay couples be the same number or higher than the number of divorces for lesbian couples, and you don't. Lesbians get divorced at,
Well, here's
at
also the
3 times the rate that gay couples do,
Yeah,
because
but
when women
gay-
don't have men to blame, they still get divorced.
gay couples just got the right to get married, so we don't really
So
have that
lesbian
many,
couples have
It's
the
only been, like,
lesbian
10
couples
years.
have the
We
right
get-
to get
It's
married at
only
the same
been-
rate.
No, but it's
We
only
don't
been, like,
have a
10
lot of
years
data to go off
It's
of
only
for
been,
gay
like, 10 years of
couples.
data.
But it's still 3
But
to
if
1.
we took that 10 years and we looked at it, what you're saying is that disproportionately the women are the one leaving them.
I'm gonna say I'm not blaming anyone.
Conversation
I'm-
about like men and women, like last one, and we talked about it, and it's like men don't leave because they're getting laid. Like they're not going to leave, even if they lose their.
I don't disagree with
job,
you.
Like, yeah,
I don't
know.
disagree with you at
We
all.
just,
Of course.
we just